I want to come back to your heritage one more time on this because this just may be a total disconnect, but I think that, in general, Chinese, they seem to care a lot about money. True?
A lot, yeah.
Right? Do you think some of that got passed on to you? Like like learning how to invest and be wise and smart with your money, et cetera?
Yeah, when they say like Happy New Year and stuff, when they say it in Chinese, the translation is "May you make a lot of money" or something. It's part of that because being able to provide for your family and loved ones and help people, that is the ultimate like status symbol in Chinese culture. Do you have resources to help people?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just been ingrained.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I remember my dad said, "Dan, what do you want to do when you grow up?" And those things. And I said, well, I want to be able to scale and create things and that. But really, the gauge is like not my passion, because think about this. At least in my experience, I could do something I was totally not super passionate about.
Yeah.
Like building computers is miserable to me.
But they're really cool looking, I just want to say.
But now I have guys that do them, but building them, so I would cuss my wife was like, dude, why are you yelling when you're building? I'm like, because I hate this. But the income was so good, doing something that wasn't my passion became very awesome, and I actually enjoyed it because you actually had some sort of benefit out of that.
So I want to be really clear. This is actually really important, I think, for some of our listeners. You chose a profession that you didn't enjoy, but then because you found a way to make it lucrative, you found a way to enjoy it.
I schedule daily an hour or two of doing what I hate so I can have what I love and I can do anything I want.
That's a very interesting
Do
mindset.
what you hate so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and there's a certain amount of that trade-off. Do you think that builds character?
Yeah, but doing hard things builds character in general, like working out, eating right, or whatever. I mean, it kind of sucks like until you see the results, and then you feel good about it, right?
And then you feel good about it.
Yeah, but everybody nowadays is being indoctrinated with just do what you love, do whatever you want, have no pain, have no discipline.
Yeah, Kiyosaki speaks out against that. He's like, dude, if you want to be a failure in life, do what you love. If what you love doesn't have the right kind of payoff, then you better hope that the joy and the fulfillment alone is enough. Yeah. And he argues that it's not. He says you should be aware of your passions.
One of my daughter's friends, she went and got a 4-year degree at college. She got all the student debt and all this stuff. And I asked her, well, what is your major? She says, entrepreneurship and business. I'm like, well, what if you just, and then in the beginning I said, just spend the time being an entrepreneur and start something.
Right, yeah, just to actually learn by doing.
Now she's looking for a job and can't find anything.
Oh no.
And she's got like $250,000 in high interest debt. I'm like, that sucks.
You know, it's really weird. Like so many people ask her like, is there a college to go to that specializes in entrepreneurship? And I'm like, yeah, it's the business that you start. There's this really funny meme. There's this, it's kind of going around the internet right now. There's this like little, like, I don't know, he looks like a 4-year-old kid. He's holding this basically like a rubber band or something, puts it right on his crotch and he pulls it back and he snaps. And he's like, oh, that hurts. And the caption says what owning a business feels like.
But my question is, how can somebody who isn't making millions of dollars a year teach you how to make millions of dollars a year?
I don't understand that.
That's
myself.
like having a personal trainer's like 800 pounds.
No,
like
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Ooh, we could get started on that one. We could get started, but
Crazy.
I'd say a lot of things that I'll regret later.
Okay.
So speaking of that, as we kind of wrap things up here, speaking to the entrepreneurs, there's a lot of W-2ers and 1099ers that are listening that are aspiring entrepreneurs, and then I have a ton of entrepreneurs that follow me. Where we're at in the market today, what advice would you give them?
I would say that AI is going to eliminate a lot of jobs. And really, if you want to have relevancy, the number one skill you can build is read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And that's an ancient book, right? Yeah. It's simply just...
It's what your dad told you almost.
Yeah.
The ability to connect and communicate.
Help find problems, be able to solve problems, and have influence and be able to sell. And to sell is not usually to be hardcore and force people into somebody. To sell is to find a problem, have a solution, and they feel good about giving you money to solve their problem.
Yeah.
You know, and that's good because it's a reciprocal win, and people feel good that you're making money. They shouldn't feel bad. Like if I make a lot of money, our investors feel good about it because they made a lot too.
Yes.
And that's okay.
It is okay.
Now, if I lose the money and then I'm buying Lambos, then that's
a bad
bad.
look.
Don't do that.
Look.
You know?